Great. Hi, I'm here with Neal and James with Job Service Kalispell, and we're back talking about the job fair again. The Northwest Montana Job Fair is September 25th at the Flathead County Fairgrounds Trade Center building. I feel like we were just talking about the job fair in the spring, and, here it is again, but that's a good thing that we do it multiple times a year. Could you guys kind of explain why it's important to do it multiple times a year?
One main reason is that there's still a need for workforce here in the Flathead. Our weekly jobs list that we kind of compile at our location here in Kalispell, has been sitting between 800 and 900 jobs for the last few months. And so we know there's a demand for workforce out there. And so employers need workers, and we want to try to make that connection through this event.
Yeah, totally. Do you want to add anything, Jim?
Just that there's different employers for each season, and just going forward into the fall, you're going to have a lot more employers that are basically just focused on the winter months, and then you have employees that are looking for those jobs in the winter months to work seasonally over the winter, as opposed to working seasonally in the summertime and just having other plans for the winter.
Yeah, totally.
Whether unemployment or just different jobs. There's just a different array of both employees and employers in the fall and spring. So it's nice to have each so you can capture both audiences. People that would rather work in the winter versus summer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's really true. There's a lot of seasonal jobs up here, both in the summer and the winter. What would you say to employers who are thinking about going to the job fair? What is the benefit of it?
I think there's a lot of benefit. For one, you're, getting that exposure from your business. So when you register for the job fair, you can register for different levels of booths, throughout our event. And with that, there's different marketing pieces that are attached to those different levels. And so for one, you're going to get marketing and exposure about your business, which is always good. And then, with our spring event, we were really excited to have a really good turnout. Hiring is still, like I said, really strong in the valley. And so we had, 540 job seekers come through our event this spring, which included veterans, students. We even saw retirees come back looking for some maybe part-time or other opportunities to re-engage the community and work. So a lot of opportunity to make connections, and it's just a really good event to get out there and engage the workforce, especially if you're a business needing employees. This is what I would recommend starting is coming to one of these events and setting up a table and trying to engage the public.
Yeah, totally. I want to talk a little bit about the way the tables are set up, because I remember that's a pretty important part of that. Could you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so our tables, they're 8 feet long, and we set them up so you can kind of like a walking path where you can kind of start going one direction and kind of work your way through the whole job fair. And James is going to talk about like a special area that we're going to dedicate just for veteran providers this year. With just thinking about booths and registering for the event, you really want to have a booth that's engaging. So just a simple table with a couple flyers is not really going to maybe draw in people to have those conversations. And so making sure that your booth is interactive in some way. And a lot of times, there'll be like swag and different stuff that you can kind of hand out, pens with your business's name and phone number, bringing business cards, and finding just some interesting way to kind of engage the public at the event. The last thing we want is folks kind of just sitting behind tables and not, a lot of times we suggest, get out in front of your table, engage people with a handshake and a smile and really, start those conversations.
Perception's everything. I mean, a lot of people don't know what your business is about. So just engaging and presentation, you you have to put yourself in that prospective employee's shoes. If they're walking up to your booth, what do they see? Why do they want to work for your company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having enthusiasm about your company and being excited to talk about the careers, the positions, having that information at hand to answer questions that job seekers may have, and ways to connect with them are all really important pieces to your booth in your area.
So like if I was a job seeker, what kind of employers did you have sign up in the spring? Like if you're gonna break it down by like sectors.
You know, we had all kinds. That's interesting. When we have a lot of our large, like almost some of the largest businesses in the valley. Logan Health, so medical providers. We had manufacturers that were there. We even had some of our temp agencies or hiring agencies participate in the event as well. And so just a wide array of different positions. Like James mentioned earlier, some of them are even seasonal. Like the Huckleberry Patch actually won one of the prizes for the best booth this spring. They had a really engaging booth. They were giving away taffy and all kinds of different treats, and it was, you can tell, a popular place for job seekers to stop by, and that's kind of what we're looking for.
Cool. Yeah, something kind of exciing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you want to add anything to that, James?
Just what I noticed. I mean, you had a mixture of both state and federal employers as well, and that's huge for people that are looking for those type of jobs. And then we had even employers from the Mission Valley, SKC. We even had some everything from distillers to you name it. It was pretty much there in the spring. So
Restaurants.
We really don't know what we're going to get until it gets closer. But pretty much anything that you can think of as far as service, from service industry to medical to manufacturing. I mean, it's all there. So, and there's some surprises in there too.
Yeah, there's always some really fun recreation.
Yeah.
Like I remember Flathead Lake Lodge. I saw them there once.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. So all job seekers are encouraged to come to the job fair, but you guys do have a really special focus on veterans. James, could you kind of tell me what you guys have set up for them?
So basically, within the Flathead Valley and beyond, there are such a thing called a veteran service provider, and it's just a group of people, whether a group of veterans or business owners, that offer free services to veterans. A lot of examples can include help with benefits, referrals to VSOs or local VSOs, healthcare, housing, employment, obviously, and just to segue off employment, if you need help with your resume, just brushing everything up, cover letter, you've been in the military a long time, or a short time, just basically helping or assisting in that transition back to civilian in any way possible, and just making it a smooth transition overall. There's educational assistance, there's support groups, there's free veteran outreach. I mean, most people come here to recreate. There's so much out there for veterans locally to recreate, and it's usually free. So it's basically it's a very underutilized concept, and we're here to just spread the message and educate veterans that are already here and veterans that are moving here what is here, because there's so much great stuff here.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important because we have such a high population of veterans in Montana, so to have something for them especially is good. So, one of the last questions I have for you guys is, if I was a job seeker, what kind of advice would you give to me going into an event like this?
That's a great question. Come prepared. You just never know what type of conversations or you might be engaged in. So that might even include having a business card or a resume on hand to an employer. If you make a good connection, you want to make sure that they remember your name and have a way to call you back in the future if they're looking to hire or whatnot. And so, it's always good to, dress professionally. I mean, if you're going to be talking to employers you may be interested in working for, you want to like James said earlier, you know, it's all about that kind of that first look and, you know, appearance, even and that can kind of go both ways with the booths and the employers and the job seekers.
You want to keep an open mind when you're applying to a lot of these employers. And what I mean by that is when you are walking around, you actually have that unique experience to actually literally interview each and every employer that's there.
Yeah.
But not really. You get an inside look of what they're about, how they interact with each other, and that's the magical part about it. And as an employee going into it, you need to have a resume. I would highly recommend a cover letter, and if you need help with that, come see us down at Job Service.
Absolutely.
Overall, the biggest thing that I see is be teachable too. We all have education, but be teachable going into that job.
Yeah.
To be successful.
Yeah, that's good advice. All right, guys, is there anything else you want to mention about this?
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that if you are an employer or a business here in the Flathead Valley and you're wanting to sign up and register for the event, kind of see what your options are for tables and marketing and how all those packages work for signing up for the event, you can go to workforceflathead.com and click on the employer tab. Once you do that, there'll be a link to register, and it'll be a quick Google Docs form that you'll fill out and submit to that Workforce Flathead, and we can help you if you have any questions. Feel free to call Job Service or
Well, the Daily Interlake is a proud sponsor of this event as well, and if you're interested in learning more, we will have more information in our Sunday paper on September 22nd, so check that out. So, awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.